I know I've made a lot of constant choices with this channel that's let down so many of my subscribers that have been around since I've started making Gmod videos and gameplay videos, etc. But I needed to address a lot of things that's occurred in the past that's been taken out of context for the purpose of painting me as a horrible person, and I wanted to correct those facts that have been misrepresenting. Not to respond out of petty reasons, because that's not the purpose of this video. Now, I'm going to be honest. Yes, I have done some things I'm not proud of doing in the past that I regret. But I refuse to accept the attempt of character assassination that has been made against me for the purpose of proving his point just because I cracked a few jokes, because I've been known to make those edgy jokes for the laughters of my audience that have been around since 2009. I also know that a lot of you are upset that Gmod videos are going away, but there comes a time in every creator's journey where they must move on from past projects. Just like how Hugh Jackman has moved on from being Wolverine in the X-Men movies, so have I with Gary's mod. I also want to address that under no circumstances is anyone allowed to harass or bully him on his channel. That is also not the purpose of this video. I know that he has, even though he has claimed he hasn't, sent people after me in both my Discord server and on my YouTube channel. But if you do the same, you'll only be giving him more ammo in which to use against me to only further his narrative of me being a horrible person. So I highly advise you don't do that and leave him alone. I know he hasn't shown me the same respect, but I'm a bigger and better person than that. This video is to do nothing more than to clear things up for everyone. First, I'm going to start out with the first clip that he used in his video, and I'm going to tell you the whole story of what led up to that. It started in the middle of June 2018. I was streaming on both Twitch and YouTube as I was using Restream to stream on both platforms at the same time. This young girl popped up in my stream and began flirting with me. I politely said, "Thank you, but I'm engaged." Which I was, still am. Sadly to say, she did not stop with her advances towards me, despite me telling her numerous times that I was taken and asked her to stop. This was when the first round of videos started. The first video that was sent was an attempt to say that she was interested now in some person that I was talking with. However, in this video, she had stated that it was my friend's stream, while having whoever it was filming zoom in on the TV that had a picture of my face on the screen. The young girl, who had claimed to be 20 years of age, was wearing braces, which is common for teenagers, not people in their early 20s. It was at this time that my fiancé and her began fighting in the chat due to the videos that she was sending became more aggressive in her pursuit of me. I then decided to ban her completely from the chat. This was when people were sent by her into the chat. These people started acting somewhat normal, saying that me and her just got off on the wrong foot. I decided to give this girl another chance, which my fiancé was not happy about at all. But at the time, I believed that everyone deserves a second chance. During this time, I had told her again that I was taken and that she needed to stop, which of course she didn't, and had more people coming into my streams. Only this time, they started acting extremely creepy. It was conversations in which they started flirting with me, saying how pretty my smile was, and then went on to asking about my mom and if she had the same pretty smile that I had. Even asked if my dad was home, as they didn't want to get in trouble or get their heart broken. The flirting that came directly from her was more subtle. She began to make kissing sounds towards me that were followed by a small, slight moan. At this point, I had talked it over with Corey, whom I will call Noobs for the duration of this video, and Tyron, who were in the call with me when this happened, and we came to the agreement that the next time she came into the stream, someone would just straight up ban her and be done with it. So it was now towards the end of June, beginning of July, and I had started streaming one evening, when lo and behold, she comes into my stream. I told Noobs, who was a moderator at the time, to take care of the situation, to which he asks, "You mean ban her?" And I stated yes. It was at this point that Noobs started cussing her out, which then led to her throwing insults at him and myself. And in the heat of the moment, I started throwing names back at her. I mean, you name it, it was said. This was when the second round of videos started pouring in. These videos were of some dude, either her brother, boyfriend, friend, or some other family member, began filming the screen of me, not showing his face, while talking trash about me, calling me such things as a cheat, a racist, and a pedophile, not to mention leaking personal information such as my real name and my address. After so many videos of this happening, I decided to make my own video stating that I was quitting YouTube, or at the very least taking a very long hiatus. This is what led up to what prompted the first clip of Wolf's video. I know now that this was not the best thing to include, but after seeing my home address being leaked to the internet like that, any form of rational thinking was gone from my mind when that joke was made. After talking things out with these people, working things out, and what had seemed to have been fixed, I put out an apology video for what I had said, which they then told me it was okay for me to remove from the channel. After which, the videos they made about me were either put back up on YouTube and or new ones continued. At this point, I was very irritated that this stuff had continued. All of them who had helped me a little bit through the first round of drama all of a sudden wanted nothing more to do with this. Now, I can understand not wanting to deal with drama, but they never gave a second moment's thought about how I must feel going through all of that. Even though I know they'd make false claims saying that they did, they probably still would make these claims even to this day. So I was given either the silent treatment or cold shoulder by most of them. Noobs was the only one who had typed this in the chat, and I quote, "Anyone who talks about what's going on will be blocked and removed immediately without hesitation." It was very clear to me at this point that they were never really my friends to begin with, which resulted in me doing a massive clean-out where I blocked and removed them all. In the massive clean-out I made the mistake of blocking one of my best friends, Iggy. This happened because at the time he wasn't able to respond to my messages, and I had thought he had joined Wolf and his cronies, to which this wasn't the case. I have since then apologized for this, and we are now the best of friends again, chalking that whole mess up to miscommunication. Since then, Iggy has told me some rather interesting information about Noobs. So, basically what happened, I mentioned earlier on in the video that, after all that was going on with the people's, making videos about me and then sort of having everything taken, or at least seemingly taken care of, and then only to have it start up again, which led to them not giving a shit, which is not surprising to me. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, I thought Iggy had joined them, and for the time being I had blocked and removed him too, because I thought he had joined their side. During this time, he actually heard Corey, aka Noobs, say something to Amber in one of the calls, which was, do you remember what that was?
It was, "Hey, I'll be his friend to get dirt upon him."
Yeah, so basically, he was saying, "Oh, I'll pretend to be his friend in order to get more dirt for you, Amber." So, yeah, there's that. Just want to throw that in there as part of the video. So, Yeah.
And our friend who was watching a streamer of hers, I made a joke of, oh, so you're watching Amber.
Yeah.
Corey, aka Noobs, went kind of off on us.
Yeah, he went berserk. And it's just like, dude, like...
It was a joke. The three of us knew it was a joke. He took it personally.
Yep, he took it way too personally. And it's just like, dude, it's a joke. It's like...
Literally.
It wasn't even meant to be harsh. It was just a freaking joke.
It was supposed to be funny.
Yeah, it was supposed to be funny. And somehow, Noobs got so...
He took it to a big level and just skyrocketed out of the place.
Yeah, he just got so butthurt that...
Over a little joke.
Yeah, a little joke. He got so butthurt. It's like, really, dude? It's not that big of a deal.
Literally.
And he got... Oh my god, he got so butthurt over that. It's not even funny how butthurt he got.
And let me tell you this, guys. He even wanted me to go personally to Amber and apologize for that joke.
Yeah.
Do you know what I told him?
What'd you tell him?
I told him, fuck off.
But yeah, see, that's just like we were saying. Or like I will say later on in the video, he can't take a damn joke. It's always personal with him.
Yes. And also, the whole part of when Jed blocked me from his Discord, that was kind of also... He misread what I was gonna do.
Yeah. So, we did work things out. I did apologize to Iggy for that because I didn't know, and I figured, well, he joined them. There's not much I can do anymore.
Yeah.
So, but thankfully that wasn't the case, and here we are. Everything's good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, on with the rest of the video. Okay, throwing this back up because Iggy's got something else he wants to say, so we'll edit this in too. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, all of you guys know grinding video games are really hard. It takes a lot of time and effort to grind any game to get to a certain level.
That's right.
This motherfucker had the audacity to accuse me of quote-unquote cheating or hacking?
Modding
The game when I literally pulled my heart and sweat into grinding to max level in any game.
Yeah, we're also talking about Borderlands, mind you.
Yes. Still talking about Borderlands. He accused me of hacking the game to max level, not beating it.
Yeah, didn't he accuse me of modding it too, if I remember correctly?
He accused you and me of both modding and hacking the game. All of you out there who are gonna watch this, Noctis or Jed or the Grandmaster has never modded a game.
The only game that I know the only game I know how to mod is Gary's Mod. That's the only...
Which literally has the name Gary's Mod in the name.
Yeah, it has the word mod in the name. That's the only game I've ever known how to mod. I don't know how to mod games. I don't know how to hack games. So how can I hack or mod a game if I don't know how to? If somebody threw a game in front of me and said, "Here, hack the game. Mod the game. Figure it out."
You wouldn't be able to figure it out.
I'd be like, what is the first fucking thing I do? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, literally.
So it's like, what is the point of telling me, oh, hack this game, mod this game, if I don't know how to?
Yeah, literally. And he told us, oh, we're hacking or modding the game. Mind you, this was in 2017, 2018.
No, this was 2017.
Oh yeah, this was still in 2017 when he told us this.
Yes.
Mind you, he played with them before. I watched his stream. Took me a minute to go, nope.
Yep.
He stopped playing the game. I asked him, hey, do you want to pick up the game? He sounded really like not interested in picking up the game again.
Yep, and here I am.
Am I wrong?
Nope, you're not wrong, and here I am. I played 3 characters total on Borderlands 1. I played a few characters on pre-sequel, because, well, pre-sequel's pre-sequel shit. And here I am. First, if you're paying attention to my Twitch, I'm about to end my first character on Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
And we're on Ultimate.
And here's another thing for you guys to, if you guys understand this, and I bet all of you do. He hasn't hacked or modded his character.
Nope. Everything.
All the gameplay that you see, if you guys are subscribed to him,
no, they can
watches the streams.
Yeah, if you're following me on Twitch and you tune in for the Borderlands streams, that's not modifications at all. That's all skill.
That is legit skill a master has taught him how to do.
Yep.
AKA Ignasantia.
Yep.
Which is me.
Yep.
All of that.
Yep. Now you may be wondering what exactly the whole Borderlands stream was about. Well, I'm going to go into detail about that next. This had happened in the early part of 2017. Wolf and I, along with Star, were planning to do a Borderlands 1 stream together. At the time, we didn't have a 4th person, so they asked me to ask around people on my friends list if they had Borderlands and wanted to join us. My fiancé had mentioned that I should add Iggy as our 4th, as he had been helping her through Borderlands 2, and that he was an amazing player. So with that, I thought we had our 4th player. I was about to tell them that we had our 4th player, only to have them tell me that their friend Winglet was going to be their 4th player. I felt it was strange to ask me if I could find another player when they already had a 4th player in mind, but I paid no mind to it. The day came that we were set to stream. I really wasn't feeling up to stream that day due to having an argument with my family, but they insisted we still stream. So I was in a very blah mood. Whenever I did talk, it was in a very monotone way. At the time, I had never played any of Borderlands at all, so I had no idea what I was doing. I kept asking the others on exactly how to do very simple things within the game, and they were all very vague on what it was that I needed to do, which didn't help matters and only made me more confused and irritated. It was at this point where Wolf had given me a snarky, condescending attitude when I just had stated a simple fact. He also had freaked out on me when I was simply saying for people to wait as I was trying to figure the vending machines out, telling me to calm the fuck down. One of my friends, who is also a streamer, called him a dick in chat and said that I was solid.
I'm watching your guys' back. I love the intros to these guys.
They do them in Borderlands 2 as well.
Yeah, we are gonna play Borderlands 2 later on too. We're gonna play all the Borderlands together.
I don't have Borderlands 2.
I will
can buy it for you.
keep it when it happens. When it comes to it.
I don't need the DLC though. Like, I just need DLC. I have the base game.
They do not sell ammo.
It's a med vendor.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll show you how to buy ammo later. You can't do it yet.
I know how.
You have to go kill bandits now.
I've almost beaten this game.
Alright, wait. Everyone's running off, and I'm trying
I'm
to...
right next to you, Jello.
I'm
Chill
just a
the
little
fuck
bit out.
out.
Amber, no,
I know you're in a bad mood, but don't take it out on me.
I'm also just, I only went to, like, towards the graveyard, that's all.
But, okay, never mind. I guess I don't have enough for that. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, you don't have enough for the shield?
I don't know, do I have enough? Okay, I bought the standard shield, that's all there is.
Yeah, that's all there is at the moment.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm here. That'll do.
Oh yeah, whenever someone gets money, it gets transferred to you no matter what.
Yeah, essentially that. Alright, we gotta kill eight bandits.
8 bandits, this should be easy. There's 4 of us. All we need to do is each one of us kill 2. Now I want to go over the next clip that he used in his video. Now Wolf has ignored my messages for long periods of time, only to go on the defensive when confronted about this in the past. He had once ignored my messages for 3 months, only to one day make the excuse of how he was at the grocery store. Now I understand everyone can't always message back immediately when receiving a message, but no response for 3 months? And did he really want me to believe that he was at the grocery store for 3 months? I'm sure there were instances, even if he was busy, most of the time, to take a few seconds to tell me that he was busy and that we could talk later. But of course he didn't. This took place in the later half of 2017, where for nearly a whole month he was ignoring my messages and calls. I could see him on Steam that he was playing games, and most likely that he was talking to Star in voice calls on Skype, as that's what we were mostly using at the time. My mom could tell that the fact that he was ignoring me was really bothering me. She would often ask me if I would like her to say something to him, to which I would respond for her to not say anything. After a whole month or so of him not responding to me, when she had asked again if I wanted her to say anything, I got so tired of everything with the whole situation, I simply said, "Do what you want, I don't care anymore." So my mom did take it upon herself to say something, and since she had made it very clear to me many times before that she didn't like Star at all, so in her comment on one of his videos she wrote, "Amber, you used to be such a conversationalist, but now all you want to do is play games and talk to that devil Star. It's a real shame." This had led to them blocking and removing me on Skype, which I had told my mom about during one of my streams where I was playing Friday the 13th. And when she had saw me playing as Jason, she had made the joke in which resulted in Wolf making a 45-minute rant video about me. Once again, trying to make me out to be a horrible person when this was clearly a joke not even made by me. Oh, sure, he can make jokes on others and laugh at them, but when people joke on him, he throws a hissy fit. Yeah? Yeah, I'm okay, why? No, I'm okay. It's just, I don't really want to talk about moms. Yeah.
Did he read the message?
I guess he did, because him and literally everyone else blocked and removed me, so...
They blocked and removed you?
Yeah. One actually... What did the message say exactly?
It said, all it said was, Amber, you used to be such a conversationalist, and now all you want to do is play games and talk to the devil Star. That's a real shame.
Oh, that's probably why he blocked and removed me then.
Amber did?
Amber did. Star did. They all pretty much did. So, yeah. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I don't need them.
Well, that just goes to show you that's how much you care about.
Exactly.
Instead of him saying, why did your mom write? Did you write that? No, your mom wrote that. So why did he just say, Will, why
Sorry, baby.
Want me to go and delete it?
It doesn't matter. They blocked and removed me anyway, so it doesn't matter at this point. If you want to go ahead and remove it, you can.
All I said was, let's quote. I put it on there, Amber. You used to be such a conversationalist. Now all it seems you want to do is play your games and talk to that devil, aka Star. It's a real shame. That's it. So, geez, he's trying to get you. He was ignoring you anyway, you told me. All he wants to do is talk to Star, right?
Yeah, and play his games. That's all he would do. They would only talk amongst themselves. When I came in the call, it's just like, oh, well, whatever. Hi.
See?
Like it didn't matter. So,
Well, so what difference does it matter?
exactly.
You're a bunch of assholes, Will.
What difference did it truly make?
Yeah, and then Amber turned into the devil just like that fucking Star anyway. The guy's a big fat fucking devil. What was Amber? Did Amber used to talk to you every day nice?
Used to?
No, I mean in the last couple weeks.
No.
In the last 2 months.
No.
Okay, what's a great loss?
That's true.
Okay, good night, Wilsey.
Good night, Momsy. Sorry about that, baby.
No, don't apologize to me. You need to apologize to your fans.
Oh, sorry, people watching, that you had to hear all that. I didn't want to put that on the internet, but, well, it's on there anyway now, so it's whatever.
I know I gotta get up. I can't sleep. I'm like you.
I'm streaming right now.
Oh, sorry.
They can see you.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I'm just letting you know.
You ever get that? It's like, I gotta get up early too. It's like 6. But
Yeah.
when you have to get up, it's like my body can't relax.
I
I gotta
know.
go make sleepy time tea again.
I know. That's how I am. That's why I need sleeping pills.
There's Will with the white mask, looking for Amber and Star. Go hack them up.
Wow, Mom.
It's great. Hack those 2 sons of bitches up.
Okay.
Too bad it wasn't real.
Honey,
Yes, baby.
freezing that I love that kill.
Oh, thank you, freezing that. No, I'm talking to somebody in the chat on Twitch. Alright, let's see here. Oh, wait, there's somebody over there. There you are. Oh, wait. You're back behind me at this. Oh, wait, you're getting away in the car. Okay.
Is he vet on or no?
Yeah, she's on.
Oh, okay.
This next part is quite personal, and under normal circumstances, I would not be talking about it. However, since he decided to put this part in his video, I must put it in mine. In February of 2013, I had a court date for my disability case, as I have a severe case of depression. It's the main reason why I don't stream all that much, and why it takes me forever to put out new content. When my depression acts up, it takes away all of my motivation, and it becomes very difficult for me to do anything but just want to be left alone and keep to myself. In the later half of 2013 and into 2014, I began to notice there was something wrong with me, as I was becoming very slow and sluggish whenever I tried to move. I had found out that I had an enlarged heart, but none of the doctors nor myself knew exactly why. On Tuesday, July 22nd, 2014, I was admitted into the hospital so they could further examine me to find out exactly what was going on. It was then they diagnosed me with congestive heart failure, and to answer why I had become so slow with my movements was because my body was retaining water and was unable to release any of it. It was so bad that when it started, I would feel so bloated all the time. At first, it got better right after I ate. After a while, it happened all the time no matter if I would eat something or not. Eventually, my right leg began to weep. In other words, it would seem like it was profusely sweating. A lot of times I would wake up and my bed sheets and blankets were completely soaked from my leg leaking water all night. I was released from the hospital the next day, due to the fact they had saw a small bit of improvement in me. But they did tell my mom that I came close to dying, and there was still a strong possibility that I could still go at any moment. When I had got home and on the computer later that night, I got into a Skype call with both Wolf and Star. I had told them what happened and where I was the night before, and why. After I told them everything, the only response I had gotten from Star, who in the most monotone-like way possible said, and I quote, that sucks, end quote. Later, I had asked Wolf why he didn't say anything about what I had told him, and his response was, and I quote, I didn't know what to say, end quote. Apparently, to them, they found it extremely difficult to even show the slightest bit of compassion and empathy towards my situation. And as I've stated earlier, they would swear up and down that they did just that to weasel their way out of things. And they would wonder why I would question them if they truly cared or not. Because to my understanding, if people can't even show the smallest amount of sympathy towards someone when something horrible happens to them, then what other conclusion can one draw? As with this condition that I now have, it only makes my depression worse, as I was once able to lift very heavy objects, pushing near 100 pounds. If I tried to do that today, I'm afraid that I would kill over right then and there. Now, Wolf has said to me many times about how I don't look or act like I have depression at all. And all I have to say to that, and to anyone who would agree with him, is, did Robin Williams show any signs of depression or inner turmoil? That man would always do appearances and interviews with the biggest smile on his face, cracking jokes and laughing. We had absolutely no idea that he was suffering internally. We'll never know exactly what he went through. The only ones who might know would be his wife, his kids, and possibly his closest friends. But then again, maybe he never told anyone and had suffered all this time in silence. What he said about my mental condition is not only disrespectful to me and anyone suffering from mental illness, but also disrespects and dishonors a man who was a legendary actor and comedian. And as I said earlier about my motivation going down the shitter, the whole depression thing affected my motivation to create content for this channel, because it was an emotionally complex situation at the thought of being forgotten and this channel becoming irrelevant, gaining less views and decreasing subscribers. Where I'm going with this Robin Williams analogy was that my depression was at a high rate, and it was a terrible event to go through, with all these unfortunate events happening at the same time. The last part I want to touch on is what had gone on with Gary's mod videos and Invasion of the Dead. As you all already know of all the problems that I had encountered with Gmod, i.e. add-ons breaking and conflicting with one another, game crashing and lagging, etc., there was also added drama on top of that. Before I continue on with telling you what happened, I want to make one thing abundantly clear. I do not hate my fans. I've just wanted to move on from Gmod for a long time now. As most of you may or may not know, JJ had up and abandoned me during the making of Invasion of the Dead, where he would start normal conversations with me and then disappear when I would mention or inquire how filming was going. Before I started the newer episodes with them, Reaver decided to question JJ himself about what had happened. The excuse that JJ had given him was that he didn't know how important it was to me. Now, I know this is straight up bullshit, as I mentioned it to him literally almost every time we would talk, to which he should have known, or at least have some sort of idea that it was important to me. So while I called it out as being nothing more than a lie, Reaver, on the other hand, believed him and his excuses. During the time that I had spent filming with them, it started off going very well, but it slowly turned hectic and chaotic. Reaver would get called away by his parents to do or help with something, to which he would tell us that he would be right back and that it shouldn't take too long. After 2 to 3 hours of him being gone, Wolf and myself got tired of waiting for him and would start doing other things. I would usually start watching YouTube videos, and Wolf would start getting ready for bed. He would then return all these hours being gone and say, and I quote, "Sorry, that took a bit longer than expected." This would happen numerous times, and instead of just saying that if he wasn't back in 10 to 20 minutes that we wouldn't film that day, the same thing would constantly happen, and he would insist that we continued to film despite me and Wolf no longer being in the mood for it. Reaver would also demand that he be present whenever we would film for the main series. He didn't want anyone else there in his place if he couldn't be there, claiming that me and Wolf couldn't handle it by ourselves. I had known for a very long time that he was trying to make my series the way that he wanted it, and was completely disregarding anything that I had wanted to do with my series. I had this one idea which would have made the fans of the original Invasion of the Dead very happy while still continuing on with JJ's version. Instead of adding random characters from other franchises and genres, I would add characters from other horror games, mainly zombie ones, as a way to pay homage to the original version. While Jane from Telltale's The Walking Dead was the only character to be added to the universe, Reaver had been very against this idea even when I had told him many times that this would be a nod to the older version. I even made the agreement that we would use the models but change the names. I don't know how long this would have lasted. He would also keep sending me and Wolf add-ons for the projects, where it would be a whole clump of messages containing these add-ons with no way of distinguishing one add-on from the other, often resulting in some add-ons not being subscribed to. When it came down to filming and either me or Wolf didn't have a certain add-on, he would freak out and start repeating over and over that he gave it to us. Basically, anytime he sent an add-on, we had to subscribe to it immediately, as he never made clear on when exactly we would be using them. This had caused many bouts between me and Reaver, or Reaver and Wolf. I had discussed with Wolf many times about things that I wanted to do for the series, or things that had been done already which I wasn't particularly pleased with the way it had turned out, and how I would have done things differently. He had agreed with me that my way sounded better, and had said that we would do things more my way, only then to talk to Reaver when I wasn't around, and would then come back to me with, "Oh, Reaver explained it all to me and it makes sense," completely disregarding anything I had mentioned to him. Wolf and I worked by ourselves on the Lost Files, which Reaver had no part in making, and I feel that it was the more relaxing and fun series to work on, as we could do whatever we wanted. While Reaver had his own series, Steve Wilkos, which was rather boring to make as it dealt with more political aspects, as well as diving into ideology, which at the current time of the series as a whole was way too early to be getting into. Much like him disappearing for hours on end, Reaver also insisted that he be present while I was editing an episode of Steve Wilkos, which again he would always make an excuse for not wanting to do it at the time I wanted to edit it, which resulted in the footage sitting and taking up space on my hard drive. When I finally would take it upon myself to edit the episodes because I got tired of waiting for him, he would complain about how the episodes would turn out, yet would continue putting off editing them with me. When Winglet got involved, he would constantly start touching every little thing in the map, including things we were building, and we constantly had to keep telling him not to touch things that we were setting up, on top of fixing what he had messed up. Things like this had gone on for a while, and it eventually started taking a toll on me. I had noticed that my views weren't what they once were, and with all the stress with not only Gary's mod, but with everyone being at each other's throats a lot, I decided that the best thing to do was just to stop making these types of videos. I had talked about quitting Gmod for quite some time while working with them, and every time I did, Wolf would complain about how much time and effort he had put into it. And even when I tried to explain to him why I wanted to, he would say that they could do the majority of the filming without me. While I did say yes to this at first, I knew in the back of my mind that it was only a matter of time before I would lose all creative control of my series, as Reaver would have most likely done things without consulting me first. The reason why I had nuked all the videos from my channel is because most of them, including gameplay videos with them in it, just brought back too many bad memories, and I just wanted to completely distance myself from them. I would, however, re-upload Massacre in McDonald's and both versions of Invasion of the Dead and the Lost Files. Now that I've gotten everything off of my chest, I can't say that I even feel satisfaction at this point, but my high anxiety has gone up through the roof about the aftermath of this response, given the fact that people on these platforms nowadays don't take up criticism, but just weaseling their way out of it as if it's their safe tunnel to be in to avoid the truth. Can't even start a stream or premiere video without several of these asshats trying to stir up shit again. I had a lot of concept ideas for the content of this channel with some producers, but after the feud production of Invasion of the Dead, it's not only left a sour taste in my mouth, but killed some of my motivation in fear of the situation repeating itself. And this isn't to say that I'm not making content anymore, because I still plan to do stop-motion films, produce stories, and write jokes that I've wanted to try out in the future. But I feel iffy now due to this bitter political environment that's plagued the internet into taking jokes seriously as insults. This is just to say that I'm taking a short break from this platform, but my biggest concern is that Big Bad Wolf will twist this video as an attack on him to make me look bad as a way to dig up dirt on me and my friends. Again, do not harass him, because that's just going to motivate him into twisting this video and accuse me of allowing slurs to be thrown at him. All I'm here to do is correct the misinformation made about me.
Greetings, folks. This is T.Rexjira speaking. I have been a fan of Jeddalo since I first discovered his Gmod McDonald's Massacre video back in 2009 when it popped up in the related Gmod content videos. And after watching Jeddalo becoming a well-known content creator on YouTube by creating Gmod machinimas such as Invasion of the Dead. But it all came down after the remake of Invasion of the Dead had postponed a lot due to a lack of care by a producer, and as the channel began to decrease viewers, the channel had to be rebooted a couple of times, along with Invasion of the Dead series. Upon my curiosity of searching up Jeddalo's videos after I haven't seen his videos in a very long time, I stumbled upon Big Bad Wolf's video, basically explaining his experiences with Jeddalo behind the scenes, but unfortunately his receipts that he showed were cropped, making it skeptical to believe after watching the whole thing because the evidence that he shows seemed to be cherry-picked. So what I did, what any other researcher would do, is head over to Jeddalo's Discord server and ask Jeddalo himself about the whole drama, and revealed some pretty shocking evidence from hearing his side of the story. Especially hearing some production differences that went through production hell for Invasion of the Dead series that did nothing but crunch. Yes, people did put their all into getting this thing done, but does that mean it's good? No. But hearing the story about Big Bad Wolf's behavior was the one that left a bitter, sour taste in my mouth. Because if there's anything I learned from the past dramas that got exposed, such as Pro Jared, James Charles, and most notable, Keemstar, is that you do not turn your brain off when it comes to searching for answers that appears to be halfway unanswered, because context matters in order to fulfill the questions. Because if there's little context that has been cut off without any legitimate evidence, the chances are I'm going to get very fucking skeptical. Such as this video that provides no such distinction. but just showing highlights of Jeddalo's insults to make him look like a bad person, which is technically discrediting someone. What bothers me is the fact that he hasn't even put any context even in the description, but a promotion to his channel along with the link to his Discord server, which has left me to conclude that he's only make this discrediting video of Jeddalo to steal his viewers and subscribers, similar to modern day journalism that would take people wildly out of context to prove their narrative, and victims that alter the story to push their narrative for sympathy bait, which is why I came to Jeddalo and asked him about the whole situation, and after reviewing both sides of the story, including evidence from Jeddalo and his friends about Big Bad Wolf, along with Big Bad Wolf's video and some of his comments, I concluded, like I said, that Big Bad Wolf's video was nothing more than to discredit Jeddalo, taking some of the evidence wildly out of context to make him look like a bad person to prove his narrative. That is why I spoke to Jeddalo into doing this, because this type of stain, full of misrepresentation, should not go unnoticed to label something that Jeddalo isn't really, because it's just unfair to let someone lie about you and let newcomers be easily convinced that you're a horrible person. So don't let someone label you as something that you're not. And while you're at it, Big Bad Wolf, if you're watching this, learn the difference between he has problems and you have problems of your own.